Hello, Strawberry Sports here, and in this video, we're gonna dive into one of the most powerful defending technique in eFootball Mobile 2025, the matchup feature. Now, what matchup does is that it allows you to track and contain your opponent by adjusting the stance of your defending player to stay balanced and ready to tackle. So a lot of players do think that it kind of delays them, but trust me, it's usually just a second before you can step in and tackle when you really need to tackle.
Di Lorenzo.
So it's a very essential and powerful feature and a popular one as well, and sometimes referred to as jockey in AFC or FIFA console games. And the good thing about this style of defending is that it has no disadvantage, and instead it has so many benefits in defending, and one of them being that it makes your players to automatically attempt to block passes and shots towards the goal, and this really helps a lot.
Terrific header. They've done it.
Now to activate matchup is very simple. You only need to hold down the matchup button and balance your player with the left directional stick and try to match and anticipate his movements. The only time you can step in is immediately the opponent makes a poor touch or a heavy touch, or after performing a skill move, then you can step in and make a tackle to win the ball back. So when can you use matchup? This is a question that most people have been asking me, and what I usually say is that I do recommend using matchup almost every time you are in close range to your opponent. And whenever you're far away, simply use the dash and pressure button to close down on your opponent or to catch up with your opponent. Now, this combination of activating matchup when you are in close range to your opponent and using the sprint button when you are far away to catch up with your opponent is very powerful and effective this year. Now, what most gamers do miss about matchup is that when performing matchup, you need to stay as close to your opponent as possible, because the idea behind this technique is we're only buying ourselves some time to understand or anticipate what the opponent is gonna do next. Then we react to it. So you have to stay as close to your opponent as possible, because when he makes the mistake, you want to be there to win the ball back. So don't get too passive when performing matchup. Don't stay too far away from your opponent, because immediately the opponent makes a poor touch or a heavy touch, or when the opponent is not showing any signs of doing something out of the normal and is facing us directly, then we want to step in to tackle and to win the ball back. So stay as close as possible to your opponent, because that way this technique is gonna be very effective. Now, matchup is very great and essential, especially in situations where one, you're facing very skilled dribbles or players who use a lot of skill moves. The cheat is to always let them perform their skill or something and don't commit to the tackle immediately. And so when the opponent has completed performing the skill move, you step in and tackle, because what you should always know and keep in mind is that after every skill move, there's usually a slightly heavy touch or a poor touch into the space the opponent is trying to exit to, and that's your opportunity to win the ball back. Matchup also works best when you are outnumbered, something like when you find yourself in a 1v2 situation or facing a counter attack. It can help you to buy time by tricking your opponent that you are trying to approach the player with the ball, and also trying to cut the passing lane to his option too, but instead you buying time for your other players to track back and to arrive and help in defending, and it works like a charm. I can't really say all its cool stuff because this technique is super effective even when it comes to things like cutting passing lanes, trying to intercept balls, shots. I mean, it's super effective, and it is a must know if you're looking forward to being a great defender in eFootball Mobile 2025. And another essential stuff that matchup helps with is dragging your players back to position, which I find very helpful in maintaining your defensive structure and being solid as much as possible.